things and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yeah, welcome in. Yeah. Am I doing it right, Declan?
Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LA Knight. I think Judd needs to become a fan of LA Knight. LA Knight is, he's 40 years old, but he's like this rising star in WWE. And I believe I saw he has 4 of the top 5 t-shirts being sold right now through WWE shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are both from LA, both LA guys originally.
That's true.
Judd was like a year old.
Let me talk to you.
I'm a Hollywood
Let me
kid.
talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
So this is the only show in America here, by the way, that actually puts statistics next to our predictions. This and our other daily show, Purple Daily. And here's how it works, gentlemen. It's 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate like our guy Dan is about to, and Dan, one of the most obscure, I would say, jersey holders that we've seen, which we'll get to. But you can send Declan a message through the SKOR North app, and we can get you scheduled to make some predictions here on the show. Before we get to the accountability session and the predictions, let's shout out our new friends at Caldera Lab here, boys. So Caldera Lab is helping men like us reduce wrinkles, fine lines, signs of aging. Now, I know we have some young listeners and viewers that maybe aren't thinking about this, if you're like 18 or 25, but if you're like Macadac and you've now graduated from your mid-30s to so I'm 38 now. I'm in my late 30s now, right, Judd?
Yeah, 38 qualifies. Sure not your mid-30s no more.
So I need things like Caldera Lab here, Dex. I need the clean slate, a balancing cleanser that helps me maintain hydration with this. Look at this. I used to have like red, like almost like, I don't know if I like rashes, but I have really dry like under eye area.
Oh, yeah.
So this product here is a game changer for men who are looking to not have catcher's mitt skin in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Caldera Lab is the leader in men's skincare and is here to save the day with their regimen. Find out more and get 20% off with the code NORTH at calderalab.com/north and unlock your youthful glow. Be ready for summer with Caldera Lab. That's promo code NORTH for 20% off at calderalab.com/north. All right, gentlemen.
Write this down.
It's accountability session time. Time for your comeuppance. We'll start with Judd here. You said Byron Buxton would be placed on the injured list at some point in June, which he was, and that he wouldn't play until after the All-Star game, which is not true. I know that it may not seem like he was out there, but he was playing.
Do I get credit for really good intentions?
He was playing. All right. Okay. Let's just get to the controversy from last week here.
Yeah, let's do it. Lawyer Chase.
So I had said this is one of the oldest predictions in our log here. I mean, we have predictions going back to like 2015, 16, and I had predicted, I think it was 6 years ago on the show, that Johnny Manziel would star in a reality show before starting again in the National Football League. Now, a docuseries is coming out on Netflix featuring Johnny Manziel, sort of telling the story about his party boy lifestyle, how he got, booted out of the NFL. And, we all kind of need, Declan raised a flag a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot of contentiousness, I guess.
Oh, I want to say contentiousness.
It's like, it's a docuseries, which I believe like it's a reality show is like, it's reality. Like it's a it's not a movie or anything. It's a docu. So, well, Lawyer Chase, who we love. Okay. And I'm a little mad that, he's probably right. I'm just going to read. So he emailed in unsolicited, and I'm just going to read this. I contend the ruling on Write That Down. Specifically, I believe that Mackey's prediction about Johnny Manziel has not come off the board since the Manziel film is a documentary rather than a reality TV show. From the precedent set on Write That Down, the predictions are held to a strict standard. Every word matters. To determine the meaning of a word, we look at its plain meaning. The plain meaning is determined by its definition. A documentary and a reality TV show are similar, but distinct forms of entertainment. On one hand, a documentary is filmed and scripted to discuss and depict past events. In essence, the purpose of a documentary is to inform and educate a viewer. On the other hand, a reality TV show depicts the public or celebrities in their everyday lives. The purpose of reality TV is to entertain. From common sense, reality TV shows are pre-written, edited, and not believable. However, even from these definitions, these words are almost intertwined. In instances where both genres of entertainment are intertwined, the predominant purpose of the film controls. Phil argues that because a reality TV show is documented, it is therefore a documentary. That is not so. And he continues with more here, but even if we followed Mackey's logic, a clip of an actor filming a set for a movie is therefore a documentary, even when the movie is fiction. This logic violates common sense. And so the prediction cannot come off the board, as the Manziel episode is a documentary and not a reality TV show. Wow. This got put in my place there by
Lawyer Chase, really?
Lawyer Chase,
I mean,
man.
there's some interesting verbiage in that ruling.
I mean, I don't even know how to like argue him. He's gone to law school. I don't know how.
So
I don't
it's
even know
really
how to like
become-
come back at that. He's probably right. I guess. I don't know.
So it's really become almost the Supreme Court of write that down,
It has.
because that's a ruling. Like that goes beyond it being a lawyer. That's a judge's ruling right there.
Yeah. Well, you know,
He's
I
like
don't know.
wearing
Do
the
we-
wig, the old school wig with the gavel.
You know who we need? Okay, so one of our other regular listeners is Chief Justice Barry Anderson. Can we get like Barry? Can we send this up to Barry Anderson? So,
Maybe.
like,
So
he
it's not the Supreme
outranks-
Court. It's a lower court, and Barry's the Supreme Court.
We may need a
Judge Anderson, yeah.
a court ruling from Judge Anderson.
What happens when all of the billing hours come in to our bosses?
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about that yet.
$250,000. Why? For all the write that down stuff. What's write that down?
You guys spent $10,000 on Lawyer Chase to figure out if the Johnny Manziel Netflix thing was a documentary or a reality show?
Why do you have people on retainer for your show? We had to.
So my week continued down the drain here. I said on the show last week, I said Declan will take Rory to win the Open. That was wrong. And I said myself, Rory or Scotty Scheffler will win the Open. Rory with another top 10. It's like his bajillionth top 10 since his last major win. Listeners, this one actually should have come off the board a long time ago, like 6 months ago. Sam said 3 years ago or 2 years ago that Jake Luchini would record his first NHL goal within his first 5 games with Montreal.
Wait, how did you find this?
It's just buried deep in the spreadsheet.
Okay.
And I just remember looking at it today and thinking, oh, I haven't looked at the Jake Luchini stats in a while.
What's Jake Luchini up to now?
Well, he's with the Wild. Didn't he sign a 2-way contract with the Wild?
Did he? I don't know.
I have no idea. Who
That's
that
not
is.
a name I recognize. Jake
did.
Luchini.
So here's the tough part for Sam. This is where write that down. Again, we just read
Yeah,
we
you're
just
right.
read the Lawyer Chase ruling that though every word matters, right?
Good call.
So
Phil.
Jake
Yep.
Luchini did indeed score his first NHL goal in his 5th game in the NHL. It was for Ottawa. He did not play for Montreal. I don't know if he's ever played. I don't think he's ever played for Montreal. He plays for another Canadian team, the Ottawa Senators. And so I think this is wrong. Unless you guys want to put up a fight on behalf of Sam. He said that the goal would come in his first 5 games with Montreal.
And
The goal came in the 5th game with Ottawa.
Okay. So back in 2019-20, he was with Pittsburgh and then was traded. His rights were traded to the Canadians. So yeah, it's wrong. Because if he
Well, wait a
said with
second.
Montreal.
Okay, so I just want to make sure. So his rights were with the Canadians, but then he went to the Senators. Okay, is that what happened?
Yeah, but this prediction was made obviously
Yeah.
when he was with the Canadians. And you're right, he signed with the Wild on a 2-way contract.
Yeah, this is tough, man.
Good for Jake.
Yeah, just let me know if you need any more breaking news on Judd's hockey show. Old Mac.
Yeah, Jake Luchini. I'm glad you are. You know what you are? Our minor league expert. From now on, I'm going to assign you to watch the Iowa Wild, and you can tell us what's going on.
All right, Declan, you predicted Judd would tweet at Corey Provis in at least 3 different tweets between July 14th and July 21st. Now, I saw several tweets where Judd would reference Corey Provis.
Yeah, but I don't.
But he didn't at Corey Provis specifically.
No, you don't. But Judd, you do in tweets at Corey Provis to encourage fans to listen or encourage fans to admit he made a point. This wasn't necessarily in the prediction of you're adding him and you're messaging him.
I got you.
It's more of you love to point out the fact how great Corey Provis is, which I also agree with. And I thought that you were going to be doing this a lot.
Corey Provis doesn't follow me on Twitter.
Weird. Maybe you should stop adding him all the time.
I gotta say, nobody sings his praises more, and he is outstanding. He doesn't follow me on Twitter.
Wow, I am shocked.
I mean, is Corey too good for me?
Maybe.
I feel like there's a sentiment within the Twins sphere that you are a little too much of a rabble rouser, and maybe you're a little too
only following
a little too negative.
459 people.
That's a lot of people. I mean, he could be following a fellow. I mean, he used to appear on the old radio show once a week, right, Phil? Talking Twins?
Let me see if he follows Mac.
I thought we were friends. He always says hi in the press box.
No, Corey and I talk more than people know. But I'm going to see real quick here if he follows me. Are we both being blackballed by all the Twins broadcasters?
He follows SKOR.
He follows me, Judd. He follows me.
And he follows the SKOR North account.
You know, we text from time to time too. So.
Could you DM him and I've texted with him, but if you could DM him and just say, hey, what's up? Why don't you follow Zolgad? I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Not planning on doing that. You can just ask him next time you see him in person.
Hello.
Just say, hey, why don't you follow me?
No, I don't want to do that.
Super
no,
weird.
No. I want to appear like I'm cool, and then have you be hey, you know,
put that mustard hat back on, and we'll see how cool you are.
Dijon mustard hat.
You know what? How dare you guys make fun of me? How dare you make fun of me when I am urged to wear a hat to protect my head?
Okay.
You know what? We're urged to wear sunscreen, wear hats, hydrate, and then as soon as a guy comes through and does that, everyone starts to mock him.
No, you look great. You look great, Judd.
When I go down because of sunstroke, because I didn't wear a hat, it's going to be on your heads.
Michael Block will play in the 3M Open was a Declan prediction. I think the Block party has come to an end. I don't think he's playing.
That was the most overrated golfing ever.
Yeah, because he's a fraud. And then Declan said the Open winner would be a first-time champion. And despite all of the heckling and people wishing and praying that Brian Harman would not finish off the event, it was one of the big blowout wins in Open history. So that prediction was correct. So with that, Judd currently has a pretty sizable lead still here with a 324 average. Declan 258, listeners 227, Macadac back down to 220. Judd leading also with 6 home runs on the season. All-time, Declan leads in batting average with 368. Judd leads with 280 career hits. Listeners lead with 44 career home runs. So let's get Dan in here, our guest listener predictor for the week. I'll write that down. Dan, show the audience just how big of a Jordan McLaughlin fan. It's not enough to just have the one jersey you're wearing.
Yeah. So I'm the only person in the state of Minnesota who has 2 Jordan McLaughlin jerseys. It's me, Jordan McLaughlin. So I got this one right here, and then I got this one right here. It's a hit at Target Center. I get stopped all the time. People think it's funny, so I kept doing it. So
So when you go to games, do you wear one jersey? Do you bring the other one with you?
Yeah, I wear one Jordan McLaughlin jersey, and then I put the other one over, and then I usually will stand up around halftime and take off the other one, and then it gets a lot of laughs. So
wow.
What started this?
I started collecting obscure jerseys probably about 5 to 10 years ago. I have like a John David Booty jersey from the Vikings. I have a Rashad McCants jersey that I wear sometimes.
Yes.
I started getting kind of like a weird collection going. And I like doing, because when I go to a game, like fans will kind of stop me and we'll just have conversations about it. So I'm just kind of my little collection thing, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of boring. Like if you go to a Twins game and everyone's got a Byron Buxton jersey.
Yep.
But if you've got a Lou Ford jersey or like a Byung-ho. Who was the guy? Was it Byung-ho Park? Park Bang, that guy?
I saw a Ryan Domit jersey at the last Twins game I went to.
Yes.
Like, what the heck, dude?
That's awesome, man.
So, wow. So this is great stuff here already from Dan. We're going to start with you, and we're going to go around the room 3 times. So you make your first prediction, then Judd, Declan, me, and then we'll make the trip 3 times around the room. So you're up first here, Dan. What is your first prediction?
My first prediction is that Kirk Cousins will have a winning record in primetime games this year. So just for a reminder of the primetime games, we've got Eagles, 49ers, Broncos, Bears, Packers. I'm not going to say specifically which games we're going to win, but I think out of those 5 games, Kirk Cousins will have a winning record in primetime games, most likely against Broncos, Bears, and Packers. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if they and that's just the scheduled primetime games, right? For those, because you.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility the Bears one could be flexed. I think, but also I'm not sure why the Broncos and Vikings have a Sunday night football matchup. It seems kind of weird. I don't know.
Sean Payton.
It could be.
Sean Payton helps.
Yeah. But
I think there's still some like buy low on Russell Wilson. Like, can he really be that cooked? That's one of the more curious stories going into the season. Is Russell Wilson totally cooked, or was it just a weird, disorganized, chaotic season? I guess.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
We'll find out.
I think it's a little both, but we'll see.
Judley, what's your first prediction?
All right, I'm going to go out to the 3M Open and give you this weekend's winner.
Oh, man.
Cameron Young is going to win the 3M Open.
He's probably the best player on the field, yeah.
Cameron Young will win the 3M Open.
Can you believe? So Cameron Young, I think he's finished top 10 in 3 of the majors in like the last 2 years. He still has not won a PGA. He's like one of the top 20 players in the world, and he has not won a PGA tournament yet.
Well,
he might be on the
Ryder Cup. Break that streak. Write that down.
I think it'd be a good place. Good place to break it, Dex.
All right, I'm going to make some Twins trade deadline predictions here. I've been just scuffling this year and write that down, so I'm going to choke up on the bat and just try to get some Jason Tyner singles up the middle.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
So write this down. The Twins will not trade any of their top 5 prospects at the MLB trade deadline. None of the top 5.
Bunt.
No, it's not a bunt. But I'm trying to make some contact here. I'm not trying to look for bombs. I'm just looking for solid contact.
They won't. I agree.
They will not trade any of their top 5 prospects by MLB.com. Phil, by the way, I have the top 5 listed in the write that down spreadsheet too in this prediction.
Okay. Oh, so we're like freezing time right now.
Yes.
So if they, I don't think they update it like every day, but
I think it's like semi. Throughout the season, they do a mid-season one, but I wrote them down last night. It's Brooks Lee, Manuel Rodriguez, Connor Prelip, Marco Raya, and Matt Wallner.
Okay. Oh, Wallner's 5th.
Wallner's the one that I would be worried about.
You're taking. I didn't realize that. You're taking a little bit of a gamble there then.
Mm-hmm. The first 4 I'm fine.
Although personally, I'd trade Kepler right now.
All right, write this down. You guys, all your negativity off last night's loss. It's a baseball game. They lost a baseball game last night, okay? All right? It was a little bit annoying. Yes, it's the first time in 32 years the Mariners came back down 4 on the road after the 8th inning.
Yeah, just a baseball game.
The Twins will bounce back. Write this down. So I think they have a three-game lead right now in the division. They will have at least a 5-game division lead at the trade deadline.
Okay.
So like basically the morning of the trade.
Well, they play the Royals next, so they should.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cleveland's got to lose a couple of games here and there too. So the Twins will go from 3 games to 5 games in the next handful of days. They'll have at least a 5-game division lead at the trade deadline.
Magic number stayed the same after last night, by the way. Just still 58 games. 58 games for the
58.
Cleveland won last night, right? Cleveland beat the Royals last night.
Yeah, we didn't get to the magic number countdown on the SKOR Twin show because Royce he came on and barreled his way into the show and just ranted for the first 15 minutes. And then we tried to do Immaculate Grid with him, and he was just like confused as to what we were doing.
He looked at it like you had put up a foreign language on the screen.
I don't understand. Pat, we need a Royal who was an A. Pat, we need a
I even tried to give him like, all right, let's go Mets. He always loved saying, let's go Mets. He's like, give me a Met All-Star. And he was like, I don't know.
It looked like you had put like French up on the, hey, read this sentence. I don't know.
Pat, who was a Royal that was an All-Star, Yeah. Mark Redmond, by the way, is the correct answer in all cases there.
0.4%?
Yep.
Write this down.
All right, back to Dan here for your second prediction.
All right, so another NFL prediction for you guys. The Packers will have the worst offense in the league this year in terms of yards per game. Last year they were 17th. I think they go rock bottom here. I just don't think a lineup of Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jordan Love, Aaron Jones is good. But I just look at that offense and I just think they're going to be so bad. Jordan Love hasn't played since 2019. But I hope this doesn't happen because my biggest dream is that Jordan Love is average with flashes of potential. So the Packers go 7-10 and are stuck in purgatory forever. And because if this happens, they're likely to get Caleb Williams. So I hope that's not happening.
You don't want him to be really bad.
Nope.
You're exactly right.
But
6 or 7 wins, awesome.
Yeah.
God, be such a classic thing if I think Vikings fans would be celebrating. Oh, hilarious. The Packers are 3-14. Yes, finally, right? But that would be the worst thing because then they would get one of these generational quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You just want a decade of like 7 wins here, 6 wins there, 8 wins here, 9 wins, back to 6. That's what you want.
Yes. All right, back to Judley here.
Write this down.
Okay. Prediction. Despite the Twins' meltdown last night, it is my firm belief that it would take an act of God for them not to win this division, so write this down. The Twins' opening playoff game will feature Jorge Polanco at second and Edouard Julien DHing. And here's why I say that. Yeah. Not only is Buxton now at the plate a mess, and yes, he could improve, but more importantly, as we talked about on the Twins show with Patrick, they have to take Julien out of games late and put Farmer at second because they don't trust him, rightfully so, at second base. But in a tight game, if you do that, you lose his bat. Like last night, they lost his bat completely.
Dude, this happened all the time with Jim Thome back in the day, like 12 years ago.
Yep.
But for pinch running. So it would be like a tie game. Yep. This would piss me off. It'd be a tie game, let's say in the 9th inning, and Jim Thome would draw a 2-out walk. So there's 2 outs and there's a runner on first base. The game is tied. It's likely to continue at this point. And they would run Matt Tolbert out there to, pinch run. And then the next hitter would pop out. And now you've swapped Jim Thome's bat for Matt Tolbert in extra innings.
Yep.
I remember there was a time too where they burned all their bench guys. And I think this happened a couple times where Kevin Slowey had to come and run in for Thome because they were just out of pinch runners. Yeah. That's happened a few times even.
But Julian's bat needs to stay in a playoff game lineup for the entire game. You can't just be like, well, Kyle Farmer's going to go in and we're going to hold on to this 1-run lead. So I think that he DHs based on just a modicum of common sense.
Okay. All right, Dex.
Write this down.
All right, next prediction for me on the trade deadline with the Twins. Write this down. The Twins will acquire a player by the trade deadline who has played in at least 5 playoff games.
Okay.
So they will find a guy who has played in at least 5 playoff games.
So not Shohei Ohtani.
Not Shohei Ohtani. He would not qualify for this. Correct. He would not qualify for this. I'm looking more at a reliever, a veteran reliever who has appeared in a bunch of playoffs, like David Robertson, who I think I already have a prediction on the board off. But someone who is an established guy who's played in a lot of playoff games, or a bat. Could be a bat too. But they have played in at least 5 playoff games.
All right.
Write this down.
Write this down. Shohei Ohtani. So I'll just say it this way. The spirit of this prediction is I think Shohei Ohtani gets traded, and I think he gets traded to a non-large market.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you a specific, and it'll just be a rental. It'll be a team that knows they can't re-sign him, most likely, and then they will just take a shot for 2 months with the best player in the world, and then he'll go on his way. So here's my prediction. Shohei Ohtani will be traded to one of these teams by the trade deadline. Orioles, Reds, Rays. That would be fun if the Rays said, screw it, for the first time ever. Let's just trade 4 top prospects and make a run at this thing. Mariners, Padres. I could see them getting weird. Brewers, Twins.
Let's go.
One of those 7 teams.
That's a top 10 TV market. Phoenix.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, because they've called. I know that. Interesting.
So
okay.
I guess I could throw Diamondbacks on there, but the spirit of this is a non-top 10 TV market, and Phoenix is a top 10 TV market. So
interesting.
So we'll see. All right, back to Dan for your third and final prediction.
All right, write that down. This is kind of a big one, but the Timberwolves will win the in-season championship this year.
Nice.
Let's go.
The reasoning being is I don't think there'd be anything that would be more classic Minnesota sports than for us to win the first ever in-season championship. And
they get bounced in the play-in or something.
Yeah, on a more logical level, the Wolves do get very streaky and hot, and I can legitimately see them going on a little bit of streak in the middle of the season. So yeah, I just feel like that's going to happen. The second that was announced, I was just like, we're going to win it.
And how many teams that are like, if you look at the truly best teams in the NBA, the Nuggets that just won the championship, the Warriors with veterans, and even the Suns with veterans, the Lakers, how many of those teams really give a rip? We're trying to spice up November and December with this tournament. And if you're the Nuggets, you're like, I'm still kind of hungover from the championship celebration, actually. So the Wolves are going to be in a group of teams that are actually trying to prove themselves in the first 2 months. So I could see this for sure.
Let's go.
Awesome, man. All right, Dan with his bin full of Jordan McLaughlin jerseys and other obscure jerseys. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Mackey and Judd, is there anyone you'd like to thank that helped get you to this pinnacle moment?
Yes, I have a group of guys that go to Lifetime Target Center and kind of met each other there. We call ourselves the Lifetime Boys. We go to Twins games together, Timberwolves games together, we golf together, and we just kind of watch sports all the time. So we like to shout out the Lifetime Boys. That's what we call ourselves. So
boom. To the Lifetime Boys.
Yes.
Let's get
it. Yeah, it's great.
LFG. All right, Dan, good luck with your predictions. We will definitely bow down to you at Target Center when we see you with your jerseys.
All right, thanks.
Do it again sometime. Thanks. All right. Great stuff. Boys, before we continue with our final predictions and get to a random Minnesota athlete of the week here, let's shout out our friends at Finch Home Solutions, Judd. That Finch van pulls up to your home, and you know that everything is going to be taken care of.
First of all, please sound the Gallahorn, because I feel like when that comes on, that the Gallahorn has to sound, because Finch Home Solutions and Cody and his team, they love two things. They love the purple, and they love making sure any electrical issues in your home are solved quickly, efficiently. Courteous team. They'll come to your house, and here's the great thing. If you need an outlet installed, if you need a light fixed, it's something as simple as that, guess what? Finch will take care of it. Now, to go to the other end of the spectrum, if you need your house rewired completely, it's an old house, and sometimes that certainly does happen. Guess what? Finch is there for you too. I had some work done about, 6 months ago or so. They came to my house. Yes, that's right. I let them in because I trust them, unlike Declan perhaps. And I was astounded by how quick it was. It was fantastic. A light in my basement, which hadn't worked for a while. Guess what? It works. And that's thanks to my friends at Finch. I can't fix things myself. 612-357-2604 or FinchHomeSolutions.com. Again, big or small, FinchHomeSolutions.com. There's a form on their site. You can go on, fill it out. They will come to your home in that gorgeous van. You can talk some purple, and you can also get whatever you need fixed. FinchHomeSolutions.com.
It was actually the light above Judd's head. It was just, Judd was out of ideas for quite some time, and they helped fix that light above his head. And now he's like full of ideas.
There was a great clip from one of my favorite comedians, Nate Bargatze, who just talks about his wife being the man of the house when it comes to fixing things. And that's like my wife and Finch are like, don't come to me about a water heater or an electrical problem. Like, I don't know where it is. No, I'm not going to figure that part out. Not my thing. Not my expertise.
He's right.
We did this with Judd one time with different forms of lettuce where we showed pictures and he had to identify which one was romaine, which one was arugula, and he struggled. We should do the same with like different wrenches for Declan.
Oh,
we lay out like wrenches and screwdrivers. Like
my father is rolling in his ashes watching that segment. He'll be so upset.
Actually, Dex and I can compete because I have no clue either.
Not that I'm Mr. Handy either.
Random tool of the week.
I got no. I'm going to tell you right now, odds are good I lose too.
Is it a ball peen hammer or is it a chainsaw? We'll find out next.
I think I know screwdrivers a little bit.
A little bit?
Well, like it's what, a Phillips or a Phelps? I don't know what it's called, but it's got the multiple ones where you're screwed like that. But then it's got the straight.
A
Phelps or a Phillips screwdriver?
A flathead or a Phillips?
No, yes.
Wait,
a flat.
what, you
well,
thought
I know
it was
what a flathead
Phillips
is,
or what was the
or
other
a
option?
Phelps.
Phelps, like Michael.
Is there
like,
such thing as a Phelps screwdriver?
No, I don't think so. I just have never really gotten them straight. No, I'm sure there's not. I couldn't remember if it was Phillips or Phelps.
There's definitely no such thing as a Phelps
Yeah.
screwdriver.
No, I just had it wrong. That's what I'm saying. But
right before you said that, didn't you just like literally the sentence before you said that? You said, "I think I know my way." Like I think I know.
Well, I know what a screwdriver like. Like if you show me wrenches, I got no clue. I didn't know there were different types of wrenches.
Well, there's an Allen wrench. There's
See, I don't know that.
Okay. Do you know what an Allen wrench is?
No clue.
I'm
not too. Look, I'm not embarrassed about this. I know nothing. Again,
we have to do this now.
They fix things. Judd, he gives hot takes. That's how it works, okay? I'm in my role here.
We do. We need to do, maybe, I don't know if this is like a social media video or what this is, but we should just do it on the show. Maybe next week, write that down, Declan. We can get some tools together and.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, hey, electric bikes. We all know what those are, hopefully. Also, not only electric bikes, but souped up golf carts, ATVs. EcoFun Motorsports has all sorts of fun toys for you, maybe the kids. You could be parent or grandparent of the year if you show up with one of these badass electric bikes. 10% off right now, the retail prices at EcoFun. There's 2 stores in the metro area, Forest Lake off I-35 and also Burnsville off 35W and County Road 42. If you do go in, or if you go to ecofunmotorsports.com, you can snoop around. Tell them that you heard about them on SKOR North, and hopefully you find something fun to ride this summer. Let's finish out predictions, and then we'll do a random Minnesota athlete. So, all right, Judd, back to you with your Phelps screwdriver.
Okay. Among the trade deadline things that are going to happen is I think that the White Sox, who, if I'm not mistaken, as of this morning, are 20 games under 500, are going to dump. So, by the trade deadline, the White Sox will deal Lucas Giolito and Lance Lynn.
Yeah.
So at least, but Giolito and Lance Lynn will both be former White Sox by the time that the deadline hits. And if I'm not mistaken, the deadline's next Tuesday.
They should get a nice haul for Giolito.
Well, or Cease, right?
Yeah.
They could do. I mean, hell, they can move 3 guys.
What's
3
crazy
starters.
is that
and Tim Anderson.
That group of pitchers and Tim Anderson was supposed to. The White Sox were supposed to be right because we had these arguments a few years ago.
Yes.
You know, man, wait till like 2022, 23 with that young core, and now it's just they're just starting over again. I guess
It's amazing.
Super weird. All right, Declan, your final prediction.
All right, last one for me. Write this down. Dallas Keuchel will make an appearance for the Twins between now and the next 2 weeks. The next two. Write that down. So now, next 2 accountability sessions from now, he will make an appearance for the Twins. I'm going to save myself just in the absolute weirdest event he doesn't start and comes out of the pen for whatever reason. He'll make an appearance for the Twins between now and the next 2 weeks. Write that down.
How about a Dallas Keuchel late career resurgence with all of his new velocity, right? Hey, Dallas, what if we channeled it all into like 20 pitches and you become the 8th inning guy and you're throwing gas? It's like John Smoltz became a closer at the end of his career. Let's make it happen.
I don't know. He has gas left though, right?
Well, he doesn't have velocity gas per se.
Yeah.
But like if you hump it up as a starter or as a reliever, I'm not saying he's going to throw 100, but he'll throw harder than 90 if he's channeling it into 20 pitches.
107, fastest pitch of the season.
Amazing. All right, write this down. Twins prediction. Edouard Julien and Alex Kirilloff will have multi-hit games in the same playoff game this fall. So they will have multi-hit games in the same playoff game at some point this season. Okay. Write it down. Make sense?
Yep.
They're both going to have a big game in the same game.
Yep, same playoff game.
Ideally, it leads to the first playoff win.
I was going to say, and will the Twins win that game? That's the question. Or it could be a World Series game.
He wasn't even. I looked at Julian Rookie of the Year odds. I don't know if because he maybe can't qualify. I think he should be able to qualify at this point. But like he's not even on like the top 5 or 10 odds. I couldn't even find him on like FanDuel for Rookie of the Year odds.
If he keeps hitting like this, like in another month, he'll definitely show up on those.
So if you see a plus 10,000 Julian right now, might want to lock that in.
Yeah, go get that for sure. All right, you guys. Write this down. It's time. It's been on hiatus for a couple weeks here, but the random Minnesota athlete is back here. That's right. Yes, thank you, everybody. Declan, you won a couple weeks ago. You beat me with just an instant Danny Heatley guess after like the second clue. And so losers out. It's my turn to give clues to you and Judd. So we started doing the random Minnesota athletes spinning off the random Viking of the week about 3 months ago. I have 5 wins. Declan has 4. Judd has 3. The last 4 random Minnesota athletes, Danny Heatley, Eddie Gordado, Terry Porter, Fred Hoiberg, and Matthew Lecroy. Today's random Minnesota athlete is a Minnesota Twin, a former Minnesota Twin.
Okay.
So those are your clues. I'm going to give you a series of clues. You guys get up to 3 incorrect guesses each, and then you're eliminated. You can shout out answers whenever you want to. No cheating, no Googling. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This random Minnesota Twin had 1,893 career Major League plate appearances.
1,893?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This random Minnesota Twin was originally signed as an international free agent by the Angels, actually. So he was not part of the June draft. He was an international free agent signing by the Angels. This random Minnesota Twin, his most recent baseball activity came with the York Revolution of the Atlantic League, where he slayed. He batted .337 with an .828 OPS over 3 seasons.
This guy wasn't international.
$1,893.
In his major league career, he was worth 3.8 WAR, 3.8 wins above replacement for his career. Not exactly, not exactly, a Hall of Famer, but
he had a decent amount of plate appearances.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, like, okay.
This random Minnesota Twin had 80 career stolen bases.
International free agent. 80s.
This random Minnesota Twin
No, it's not.
had which clue should I give you next? I'll give you this one. I think any number of these will start to get you in the right direction, hopefully. Most of his major league plate appearances, a vast majority, came batting either second or
Alexi
ninth.
Casilla.
We have a guess. Congratulations, Declan. Yes, Alexi Casilla.
Oh, damn
I
it.
almost gave it off the stolen bases. I wanted one more clue, though.
Dude played 9 years and was just like a straight up replacement level player, almost to a T. But a great team guy. Once in a while, he'd get hot, and he did have one of the most prominent, biggest hits in Twins history the last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
by driving in the game-winning run in Game 163.
absolutely.
So he also very generously changed his number in 2010 from 25 to 12 so that Jim Thome could have his number 25.
Yep. Speaking of random
guy.
jerseys, my best friend growing up, he was a huge Casilla fan. Had an Alexi Casilla jersey from like 2008 to 2011.
That's great, man. That one fits the Mackey and Judd rules for jerseys for sure, right? Just obscure, sort of random. So Judd, all right, losers out, Judd, which means it's your turn to give clues. Yeah, you got the first 3 out of the gate, and you haven't won now in 9 straight games of random. You dominate the Vikings one, but
yeah. Well, the Wolves one.
Trickier.
Wolves one's trickier for me. I don't think we've done I don't think I've been on a wild one since I got Kyle Brodziak.
Yeah, Burns. You got Brent Burns.
Brent Burns. Okay.
You have back-to-back wild victories. But we've only done one wild player since then. So if you want to get squirrely, but you mean the last time you did a me versus Declan wild player, I was settling into my seat and wondering when the game starts.
Very fun.
These West Germany facts by this guy. Okay, I
got to do the. You see, I probably get Twins in the 80s and 90s. I feel like 2005 on because Dex was young because it actually gives you an advantage if the guy played when you were young.
Yeah, because you just like they sink into your brain more deeply. Yeah.
Like Alexi Casilla does not sink into my brain.
If it's a random twin pre-2000, I am screwed. Like if he was a random twin between 96 and 98, I'd
be like good from 78 to 90.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Casilla,
man. I guess.
Shot on.
But at some point, we got to do some 90s here.
Yeah.
You just might have to be at a disadvantage, I guess.
I could give
just
it to you.
Watch Judd do his work.
Next, you know?
Or what you could do is you could rely on Judd whiffing 3 times and winning that way. You could sort of backdoor it. That's what I'm going to do with the hockey ones. I'm just be like, all right, just sit here and
watch Eklund screw this up.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
All right, boys. Good session here. Tomorrow we have a scoop session with Doogie on Purple Daily. We have all sorts of daily training camp coverage. So we'll send Judd out to training camp. And then the SKOR Twin Show has been rocking and rolling since the reboot a couple weeks ago. So plenty of stuff across the SKOR North network of podcasts. We'll see you guys tomorrow.